The 6th of June 2020. Let's sum up the situation. My body has become quite artificial inside and disgusting. It's hard to say whether these are Assangists. I remember that there was some video where there was a Grammy who got a robot uh, for a company, and she had the kind of chest, I think. Um, well, I have nothing to do with Assangism, obviously, and it goes from conviction to actual affinities in terms of liking or not liking. Um, the problem is that the boy who was in love with me in the primary school is an Assangist, and we had some intimate moments when I decided to give him a chance. After all, we were in our 20s or something like that at the time. So that's probably where the Assangism comes from in the first place. Honestly, living with such a body is a horror, but still living. And there are the people connected to me, and the people that I positively hate, the people who would not get a chance to have a coffee with me, unless they were my pupils, and because my pupils were always privileged by the fact of being my pupils. So if they were my pupils, I would probably agree to have a coffee with them, but I would certainly not agree to them being a part of my life, my private life, my personal life. I'm an individual, so I will never accept any other kind of whatever you call it, profile or style of life or whatever. Uh, People meet when they want to meet, and there's nothing like being there in your body. Um, so I do believe that if someone is somewhere in the world, they could travel to meet me rather than do such things. But obviously, it's quite an experience to meet some people. But I would not really choose it. I mean, it's totally unacceptable for me. Especially that they have made it, you have made it sexual. I have no idea how one gets free, but I have believed all my life in the power of the spirit, and there is no intention in me right now to leave my body. So that would be artificial if I started to create the intention. The moment of death looks pretty terrifying from the current perspective. But then, if the spirit just leaves the body, I should just leave the body. I don't know. There are worries about people that I love, that are close to my heart, because such people still exist. They're still loving me, regardless of the overpowering hatred. And I think that this love exploded some time ago because I was remembering the past, and my past was wonderful. And so it somehow made these feelings active, even though they were not exactly arranged that way, but the general love feeling somehow came alive with music. And all those happy moments when I was dancing. It's not easy to dance now with the body, especially when the, what do you call it, the buttocks are male. That's that's what they did to me. And then I cannot move like a woman, obviously, and I feel it. I feel those stopping moments. They have put a lot of different routes of movement, I would say. But the songs that I have chosen, these are the songs that I was dancing to when I was free, and I was singing too. My singing is a disaster, but I had a good voice as a child. So probably someone stole it at an early age. Um, well, sometimes I can sing with someone else's voice a bit, or supported by the voice. Um, that is very energetic on the whole, so that keeps me distracted from my studies. And my studies are quite important because I have decided for 3 courses actually. One is on Shakespeare, one is I started with Tudors, the Tudor dynasty, and I'm still stuck, but I have already learned some things. I'm worried about my memory because it feels that all is moved elsewhere, but I do believe that even if it does, if that much is moved elsewhere, that we have the power to remember regardless. So I believe I can make it. And step by step, gradually. Then I chose Shakespeare. So again, the normal course would be, I mean, it took a few hours to read a play when I was at the university. Obviously, I would not check every word then, so this was imperfect reading, but then there was close reading, so for the close reading I could check all the words. But just to go through the play, it was, I don't know how many hours. Well, probably a bit more than you spent in the theater watching the play. And now it has become very difficult, but the optimum solution would be to go through all the plays while doing the course, which I will probably not be able to do, but miracles happen. And then on Monday I start another course which is on British imperialism. So this is focused on Great Britain right now. However, I have spent so much time recently listening to Latino music, and well, I start using Spanish because I listen to those songs and I don't understand them, and one gets surprises when one starts to understand. So I have resumed learning Spanish today, my way, which is perhaps slow, but it is efficient in the long run. I always say that it's thanks to my traditional way of learning English that I have the freedom and fluency. I have some problems because I have not worked with professional English or the perhaps not professional, but the educated native speaker one too much. So certain words somehow escape, and when I try to recall them, I know that I knew them, but they are somewhere in some other spots. This the song, very 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 funny song, and I believe there's a trick in the song. How does it go? The land of make believe. And there's at the end, I think, oh, somewhere in the middle, your dream is burning far away. So I believe not only my dreams are far away, perhaps not burning, but lived. But also my memory is probably far away, being quite useful for someone else. Um, I must say honestly that I don't understand this phenomena. I don't know how it works. I cannot imagine it. I cannot put it in. I cannot organize it. If I were to visualize it, I could only use some pictures that show not the real thing, but some imagination of how something travels from one place to another, or is it in another place, but I have no idea how it works. Um, so it's quite irritating, but I have I will be trying to study my way. I have also taken other languages, obviously, because I decided today that it's time for foreign languages. So today I'm spending getting myself together to start that. Uh, I have to check the lyrics. Some I have also reached for Antiqua or something like that, which is Greek, if I recall correctly. Opa Opa, etc. Before Opa Opa, I had a video clip that was insulting for Muslims. It was ridiculing Muslims. Now it has a different one, but and it has Ola Kicha dancing there. So that's probably what they have done. They have given me the heaviness and the trauma, and they have given her lightness and happiness. That's what it looks like. Of course, undeserved in both cases. So, well, the hatred is eternal. um, Definitely, that's a funny situation actually, because obviously I'm alienated from all people. But on the other hand, I have those memories and experiences from the past. I, when I start dancing or listening to music, I feel alive. So I am depressed on the one hand due to what has been done to me, and not only to me, but on the other hand, it's not like, I don't know, go to bed. If I wanted to go to bed and cry, I wouldn't be able to do it, because they have deprived me of the possibility of crying. Sometimes they give me a chance to cry by giving the elements of the body needed for crying back. But that does not last for too long normally. So that's quite unthinkable what a human being can do to a human being. But that teaches us a lesson about humankind and the current condition of humankind. So I'm back to my carpet, where I am lying while checking words in dictionaries, copying them to remember them, and generally doing exercises. And I'm trying hard to pretend that the people who are connected to me here immediately, I don't mean the people out there, but here immediately to my face especially, do not exist. That's not easy, especially when they say something. It's quite enough when they open their mouth and I already feel like annihilating the whole world. Well, it's sad. It's sad really, because the people from the lower classes have lost me, and I'm quite determined. I'm really on the side of monarchy right now, But I have suffered from. I know of the British monarchy, but probably other monarchies have participated too. Um, but I believe in that original impulse behind my creation of Agnipolis and then the Noble Kingdom. So I see what comes out of it. I have prepared the playlist, which I totally love right now. I have decided to call it motivational, and well, that would be more or less it in terms of an update, I guess. Anything else I should say? No, I don't think so. So that would be all for now. Agnieszka Beata Magdalena Rojek, the 6th of June 2020.